Good day and welcome back to the Vitality Project. I'm Dr. Bob. Yesterday, we explored how certain experiences in our lives can, of themselves, present us with brand new perspectives on our day-to-day existence. Our homework was to reflect on our own personal histories to see if we each could remember a time out of time, in a sense, in which everything did what is called a figure ground reversal. And all that is where what was once foreground or figure moves to the background, and that which was in the background of the periphery moves to the the foreground, or becomes figure. That's a figure ground reversal. I gave examples last week as I was watching the manned spaceship launch last week. Really got me into that perspective, looking at the Earth from the perspective of the astronauts. And also I was reminded of childhood memories of flying airplanes with my father. And both of these experiences, the last week's launch and flying memories of being up in the air with my dad, both of them enabled me to see quite literally the world in an altered frame, from a different perspective. I want to ask you, what did you find out as you reflected on this? As you'll recall, what we're trying to do here is address questions that require this kind of perspective. We're talking about comparing two seemingly separate pandemics. That's our question this week, is asking us to look at how do we make sense of any connection between the contemporary opioid epidemic, especially in the last 20 years, and our current COVID crisis here in 2020. And I believe that we're aided hugely in doing this insofar as we can take what has come to be called a 30,000-foot view. That is, how capable are we of stepping back from the canvas of our lives, and for that matter, anything that may be occurring on our planet, and taking stock from a more objective, what I think of as a genuinely four-dimensional perspective. Four-dimensional in terms of space and time, being able to look at space and time from a different perspective. And I think it will help us a lot in terms of making sense of something that's been going on for 20 years and looking at something that's been going on for 3 months and to see how they're linked. We're going to be moving there in our next few conversations. But first of all, for today's homework, I'd like each of us to reflect on any time recently in which you may have been able to adopt this 30,000-foot view of something going on around you. That is, when have we been able to step back from the intense engagement of our lives to reflect more in terms of a big picture about all that's going on? Sometimes it may be regarding current events in your life. It could be something local. It could be something national. Now we're looking at something going on global with the coronavirus pandemic. Whether it's on a personal level or current events locally all the way to internationally, we're talking about being given a glimpse behind the curtain, so to speak, beyond conventional time and ideas about causation, beyond conventional notions of space and geography, distance. So I ask you to put on your curiosity hat like a child and see what comes to mind. Thanks for joining me today at the Vitality Project. Stay healthy, be well, and come back and join me again tomorrow.